Josh Brehmer here with this week's Regal Rundowns. Today we have another great episode. We have assistant AD and men's golf coach Jason Tangquist and stud volleyball player Morgan VanGerpen. Today we'll start with Coach Jason Tangquist of the golf team. Jason, how are you doing today? Good to have you. Good to have you here. How are you doing today on this cold day up in Minnesota?
Doing pretty well.
Pretty good. So, you guys just finished up your first two rounds of the NSIC Championship. You guys finished 5th place, that's correct?
Yep, 5th place, and the NSIC Champion goes fall-spring, so it's 4 rounds, 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring.
So talk about the weekend and how impressed you were of your players.
You know, it's a tough golf course,
Yeah.
and the guys know it, and so it's one of those things where you kind of get yourself mentally prepared to take on the challenge, and we didn't really know how the scoring was going to be. Traditionally, it's been the scores have been higher there across the conference, and so we just wanted to be just more consistent this whole fall and compared to last year, I guess. And you know, we've gotten a little bit better every week. And to be honest, we were one of the first teams out, and so when we got in, we weren't overly pleased with the scores. I mean, I think the guys think they could have did a little better, you know, on a few holes, and but when the rest of the scores came in, you know, we were right there around 4th or 5th both days.
Setting that tone for people to.
Yeah, and so it was. We were as consistent as anyone over the 2 days.
Yeah,
so.
That's good. So you guys competed in 4 events so far, and you guys are traveling to St. Joseph, Missouri, for your final stage of the fall. Talk about what you are preparing for St. Joseph.
You know, this conference meet that we just had, and then the St. Joseph's meet is that's more of like a regional crossover sort of thing. Is kind of what it is. We'll play against the MIA schools, and we're in that region now. Our region goes from the Northern Sun to MIA and down into Oklahoma, and so we'll see a good chunk of the schools in our region. And so, and of course, this last weekend we saw all of the schools in our conference, and so we want to do the same thing again. I mean, we want to finish in the top 5. It's going to help you, you know, throughout the year as far as your ranking, and then we'll be done for the fall. And so you kind of want to finish on a good note, and you want to give yourself something to play for in the spring. And we've done that so far. I mean, we've gotten better every week, and so hopefully we can do that next week. That's
good. So you've been here at UMC for quite a while now, actually.
Couple of years.
Talk about how you've seen the golf program develop and this UMC athletic department program develop over the years you've been here.
Yeah. You know, I've been here 16 years. In the first about 5 or 6 years, I was in more of a counseling role on campus, and then when I came over, we actually started the golf programs, and so I helped start the men's and women's teams, and now I just do the men's, of course. But you know, it's been interesting being in on sort of the ground level of the school being a 4-year school and the programs being more developed, and you know, I feel real good about it as far as how the programs have developed and how the golf programs develop. It's not a quick process. You know, when you're young, it's a 4-year school, and some people don't like to hear that, but in the scheme of things, our school's 20 years old, and we've only been Division II for, you know, not even 10 years, I don't think. And so to have the programs continue to get better and more consistent is what I've seen happening. And sometimes there's setbacks. You know, teams have been, you know, good 1 year, and the next year they've taken a step back depending on their personnel or whatever. But I think in general everyone's getting more consistent and everyone's competing at a high level. And so as far as the golf program's concerned, I have as good of players now as I've ever had. But the level of competition in the conference has also gotten better. And so you know, you just continue to work at it.
It takes time and dedication, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Jason, thank you for coming on the show today.
You bet.
Have a good night.
Yep.
That was assistant AD and men's golf coach Jason Tangquist. Now we will talk with stud volleyball player Morgan VanGerpen. Morgan, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good. How are you doing on this cold, dreary day?
Not a real fan of the cold.
No.
But it's been a good day.
That's good. So the volleyball team's off to a 6-7 start. Talk about what you guys need to improve on, getting ready for homecoming week, and just.
We need to work on our communication. We need to work on like playing together. We've got the talent, we've got the players, we've got the personnel. We just need to really work on playing together, all having a good night. To be the #1 team in the nation, it's going to be a tough run, but I definitely think that we have the potential to do it if we all play together, you know.
Sticking together is
Yeah.
a big part of getting that W.
Oh, for sure.
So you're originally from Kansas, right?
Yes.
Kansas? Am I saying it correctly?
It's not Kansas.
Kansas?
But yeah,
Okay.
it's Kansas.
Okay. How did you end up in Minnesota Crookston?
Kind of a crazy story. I never had heard of Minnesota Crookston.
No.
Never even thought about going north. I always told my parents I'm definitely going south. I hated the cold in Kansas.
Yeah.
Why would I ever go north? But they started recruiting me after the President's Day tournament in Omaha, and Heather, you know, kept contacting me. I got letters, and then I started emailing them, and it kind of just went from there. Came and visited. They got me to come visit, and I just fell in love with school, loved the degree.
Yeah.
It all just kind of
Fell right in place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Um,
Glad to be here.
So you guys face #1 Clear St. Paul and Minnesota State this weekend, both very dominant teams in this conference. How exciting is it playing great teams in every week, just knowing that you have to give it your all to compete?
It's definitely nice knowing that, you know, we are in the best conference D2-wise. I mean, we've had a rough start, so it's not the performance that we would have wanted so far, but I think that we can really overcome that and give ourselves the best performance we can do this week. Playing #1 team, like I said, is going to be a tough tough run, but I think we can do it. And Mankato, like my freshman year, we beat them on homecoming in 3, you know, and they were ranked, I think, like 25th or something then. So I think we definitely have the potential to do it. They're definitely beatable, and I think we, if we, like I said, if we can play together,
Yeah.
I think we really got a shot.
Well, it should be an exciting game to watch. I encourage you guys to all come out. Morgan, thank you for coming on the show today. It's great to have you.
Great to be here.
I'm Josh Brehmer with this week's Regal.